Is it a New Year's Eve celebration in Kazakhstan?
Yeah, what's going on? 2006, Mario and Nasty, what up? With that brand new classic.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is Muhammad Aiman bin Muhammad Sharifudin. My matric number is 2210710. I'm from Group 8. Firstly, now I want to talk about introduction the Sino-India War. The Sino-India War between China and India occurred in 1692. A dispute Himalaya board was the main cause of the war. The main cause of the war was a dispute over the sovereignty of the widely separate Aksai Chin and Arunachal Pradesh borders region. Aksai Chin claimed by India to belong to Ladakh and by China to be a part of Xinjiang. Content an important road link that connect the Chinese region of Tibet and Xinjiang. China's construction of this road was one of the triggers of the conflict. There has been a series of violent border conflicts between the two countries. After the 1659 uprising, Tibetan uprising, when India granted asylum to the Dalai Lama, India initiated of defensive forward policy from 1690 to hinder Chinese military, patrol and logistics, in which is placed outposts along the border, including several north of the McMahon line, the eastern portion of the line of actual control, proclaimed by Chinese Premier Zhou Enlai in 1659. China military action began increased aggressive after India rejected China proposed diplomatic deployment during 1690 until 1692, with China resumed forward patrol previously banned in Ladakh from April 1692. China finally abandoned all peace statement attempt on October 1692, attacking dispute territory along the Himalaya border in Ladakh and across the McMahon Road. The war ended when China declared ceasefire on November 1692, and at the same time announced its withdrawal to the real control line it claimed. On November, it declared a unilateral ceasefire. Zhou Enlai declared a unilateral ceasefire starting at midnight, 21st November. Zhou ceasefire declares that beginning from 21 November 1692, the Chinese frontier guard will ceasefire along the entering Sino-India border. Beginning from 1 December 1692, the Chinese frontier guard will withdraw to position 20 km behind the line of actual control with exit between China and India on 7 November 1659. In the eastern sector, although the China frontier guard have so far been fighting on Chinese territory north of the traditional customary line, they are prepared to withdraw from their present position to the north of the illegal McMahon line and to withdraw 20 km back from that line. In the middle and west sector, the Chinese frontier guard will be withdrawn 20 km from the line of actual control. Zhou had first given the ceasefire announcement to India on 19 November, but New Delhi did not receive it until 24 hours. The aircraft carrier was ordered back after the ceasefire and thus American intervention on India's side in the war was avoided. Retreating Indian troops who had come into contact with anyone knowing of the ceasefire, and Chinese troops in Neva and Aksai Chin. We are involved in some minor battle, but for the most part, the ceasefire signal on end to the fighting. The United States Air Force flew in supply to India in November 1692, but neither side wished to continue hostilities. That's all, thank you.
Hello, my name is Fauzan Fitri bin Ahmad. My metric number is 2210715. I come from Group A. Now I will be presenting about the chronology of war between China and India. It was a war between China and India took place in 1962. Himalayan border dispute were the reason for this war, but other issues also played a role. There are two disputed areas between India and China: Arunachal Pradesh in the east and Aksai Chin to the west. Both countries claim both regions. India claims that the McMahon line is the border of Arunachal Pradesh, while China doesn't recognize it. India claims that the Johnson line was the border of Aksai Chin, while China recognized the McCartney line McDonald until Zhao confirmed the new Chinese claim line for Nehru in 1959. Initially, both countries had position in Aksai Chin and patrolled there. In Aksai Chin, India has posts in Spangor Lake, Lanakla, Kurna Fort, upstream areas of the Galwan River and Chip River. Indian patrol went as far as Hajilanga as late as 1958. India controlled the Arunachal Pradesh. However, both countries are aware that borders are not set in the regions. When China built a road in Aksai Chin in 1957, India responded with increased patrol. China began arresting Indian patrol and blocking Indian access. The two countries began to assert their control of Aksai Chin. There were a series of incidents of border violence after 1959 Tibetan Ascendancy, when India granted protection to the Dalai Lama. India implements a Mara policy were building observation posts along the border, including some north of the McMahon line, the eastern part of the claimed real control line area by Chinese Prime Minister Zhao Enlai in 1959. This led China to start the war on October 20, 1962. During the war, China defeated India forces in Spangagap, Sirijap, upstream areas of Galwan and Chip rivers, and had taken control of Aksai Chin. The Chinese army also took control of the entire Arunachal Pradesh. It was a complete Chinese victory upon reaching their demand line and accepting international pressure. China declared a ceasefire on 21 November 1962 and announced that they would withdraw for the position of 7 November 1959. As a result, China gained full control of the entire Aksai Chin and withdrew from the whole of Arunachal Pradesh. For overall, this war was won by China and India surrendered. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all of you guys. Okay, let's further discuss about the map. Around 1962, we knew that there is a conflict between Sino and India, which this has caused a war to be happen. So how basically the world map that represent about this two conflict between the India and also China. Where is the location of the China and the India in the world map? First, let me see the map. If you guys notice, I have colored the map with the green, red, blue, orange and yellow to help us to know where is the location of the country between the China and also India. First is the China, which I have colored green color. China is a big country and have a good economic development, also a good advancement of technologies compared to India. But right now, we believe that the conflict become worse between these two countries. This conflict is also influenced by when we knew that India is basically friendly with the United States and their ideology is influenced by the United States. And United States and China is on the economic war. So basically, China plus we have faced with the conspiracy about the China is using a biological weapon such as virus COVID-19, and there is a suspicious facts that been claimed by the United States about the lab of China in the Wuhan. But let me think how this conflict become worse when China and India become worse when the China have claims to use Nepal as a war place. So Nepal, we believe that Nepal is a country that located between India and China. I have colored a blue color. You guys can see the map, and it will become worse if Nepal is being used and become a victim of these two countries, which is about the conflict between India and also China. First, let me look into the analogy that I want to represent to you guys. When the two friends fights together in one school and they are frequently meet in a school every day, so it can tend to have a big conflict and a big tension between these two persons in one school. So how we want to solve this situation is by we change one person into another school, so they will not meet frequently. And yeah, maybe we cannot stop the fight to be happen, but we can reduce the tension between them and we can prevent a big problems to happen in the future. So same goes to the China and also India. If they are located nearly and they have a big tension between these two countries, and Nepal has affected by this conflict, so we believe that this can be more worse when Nepal being used and there is no solution of this conflict. So we believe that the world war will be happen. So to prevent this, we must to place and renew the location of the India. We change to the near the United States. So how when we change the India to the United States, it can help the things to become not too worse. Is basically when we change the India to the United States. First, India will have a big protection from the United States, and China will think twice if they want to make an attack with the India country, because India is near to the United States, so they must face with the big country of the United States also. So they will think twice. So it will prevent a war to happen. Second is when we basically know that India and China will have a less tension between these two countries when India near to the United States and China is far away with India. So also the Nepal also get a benefit when they will not be used as a victim of these two conflicts of war. In conclude, we believe that if you guys see the map, we believe that United States that I have colored yellow is one of the big country that also have a big influence with the whole world country compared to the China. China is basically because they have a good economic development and a good economic advancement. So to solve this situation is also we must separate the place of China and also the India. So Nepal also will get less tension between this conflict. We can save not only the India and China and also Nepal. In conclusion, from my presentation, I believe that this is the one solution that can help this conflict to be reduced and the tension will become less and not become big problems, and we can prevent a war. So that's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to lecturer and friend. I'm Muhammad Fariz Bin Che Soh from Group 6 to present about benefit of chain map India and China. First of all, the advantage of changing the map of India and China is that we can avoid losing many lives because of war. China has a population of 1.439 million, while India has a population of 1.380 million. This is evident in the event of the war. It will result in many losing of life for both countries. Chain may also can save many productive human resource loss that the country. India reported that 20 India soldiers have been killed in case with China's trophy at Atira. Maybe after the move, the map country may have no further news of the death for the war. Secondly, China may able to avoid environmental destruction. This is because war usually use new weapons such as guided ammunition and nuclear bomb. The use of this weapon causes the destruction of flora and fauna, such will destroy buildings in the country. China has an area of 9.59 million kilometers, while the India country has an area of 3.287 million kilometers. This could prevent both countries from losing significant loss because of war. When we move the map, we will avoid major destruction in both countries. We also can save the country around it. Thirdly, benefit of change the map is we can avoid the economic crisis between the two countries. This is because countries with conflict will impose various restrictions such as train restriction and people interaction. The restriction also can affect the economy of another country. For example, the country that support China will also impose sanctions against India. Indeed, the move of this map could prevent a serious global economic crisis. Lastly, benefit of change the map is we can maintain the security of country. The sovereignty of the country will remain preserved when a country can avoid a war. The benefit of amending this map can prevent the two countries from becoming target of another country to trigger a third world war. The administration of the two countries will be more stable because they no longer need to worry about their country territorial invasion. The move may also can keep human rights from being tainted. This is because the losing country will be colonized by the winner country. This is directly protect the sovereignty of the country and the people. That's all from me. Thank you.
A very good morning to Madam Dr. Tarshini and my dear fellow friends. My name is Dendrian David and I am from Group 6. The topic I am going to present today is why is India and China has to be separated? As we all know that India and China is one of the largest country in the world, and these both countries come out with many issues which are some still unsolvable, and here is the reason why India and China had to be separated. My first point is this separation can avoid major conflict between India and China. One of the conflict is India and China got the largest land border in the world, which is length about 3,500 km. Here started the first conflict, which was the India and China always tried to claim the land from the border because between both countries did not have an exact border. These two countries developed infrastructure at the land border which was not owned by India and China. When we separated these countries, we can solve this conflict. My second point is we are able to prevent the people of Nepal from becoming victims. As we all know, Nepal has a long history as the poorest country in South Asia and the 12th poorest in the world. Even though Nepal had a good relation between both countries, if India and China had begun a war, the first country who became a victim is Nepal, because it positioned in between China and India. To avoid this happen, we must separate these countries and we can save Nepal from being a victim of war. My next point is soldiers at the border of country are not in a state of high pressure. This is because soldiers at the border of India always be aware and or ready for the war, because at any time the army of China can attack. Like one incident on 16 June 2020, 20 Indian soldiers were killed in a clash with Chinese forces in a disputed Himalayan border area. So, with this separation, we can avoid this kind of issues and we can make the Indian army less in tension. My last point is India can get security control from the United States Army. If we place the position of India beside the country of United States, we can expect that US Army will come to protect India if there is any issue or conflict come out. Because US and India is already had a good relationship through economy and trading. Furthermore, the risk of China attack India will getting decreased because India is protected from US Army. That's all from me. Thank you.
Is it a New Year's Eve celebration in Kazakhstan?
Yeah, what's going on?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to everyone. Okay, I am Nurul Atira Diana binti Muhammad Zamri. My metric number is 2210709. I'm from Group 8. I will be continuing with my conclusion. Okay, in conclusion, the war between China and India will have a such consequences and great change to the world. The conflict between China and India can be resolved through changing the position of the two countries. Among the benefits we have gained are avoiding loss of life, avoiding environmental destruction, avoiding economic crisis, so on. This kindness not only affect India and China, but also guarantees world peace from the occurrence of the Third World War. Through this task, we can also learn that every country need to have a state to protect the country from enemy threats. That's all for me. Thank you.